Hey there, it's Pete C for Sample Library Review, and today I'm checking out Drones by Orchestral Tools. When we think drones, normally we think of massive, expansive synth pads. While these are often the case, Orchestral Tools have teamed up with experimental composer Alexander Hacke to create the state-of-the-art drones. The difference here is that these drones are organic, alive, and constantly moving. With the brilliant preset drones created by Sasha Noor and Timo Loosely, we then have the option to make our own creations with the drone tools and ingredients. Making your own drones has never been so easy, yet the pre-made drones will give you hours of composing options. These are drones, but not as we've encountered before. The full library downloads at 362 gigabytes, which is 169 gigabytes Sign Art compressed. Drones has been recorded in 24-bit 48K resolution and features a whole host of drone instruments recorded by Alexander Hacke. There are both design drones and ingredients to make your own, and Drones runs in the free Orchestral Tools sign player, and normally it sells for €189, but it's currently on sale for €129. I've loaded up Drones in the free sign player, and before we do anything else, I've created a small contextual demo. Now, I always talk about how much I love Orchestral Tools and their creative sound packs. So I've used the Ingudisman Solo Violin, and if I just scroll up, I've used Modus as well, Jeff Russo. I've used the sort of tune percussion from there, and I've used a horn from Tom Hulkenborg's brass. So without further ado, let's hear this demo in context. You can hear from the demo that the drones are just huge, massive, and they're bursting with organic life and movement. And that's what this library is all about, because these are sampled instruments that are played in. It's just really, really incredible to watch the videos and just see how Alexander Hacke and Orchestral Tools created this library. Now, looking on the left-hand side, we have soft low drones, sub drones, atmospheric drones, and high intensity drones. And these are the designed drones by Sasha Noor and Timo Loosely. Then you've got the drone tools and ingredients, and it is 169 gigabytes, but you can download just the bits you need. And you can, of course, go to Orchestral Tools and hear the individual drones. I've loaded up Cornfield. Cornfield is the first drone, so it's a great place to start. So this is what grabs me straight away. You got the close mic and the ambient mics going on, and you can really hear a combination of the two. And then of course you've got the dynamic layers. Now when I'm working with the mod wheel, you can just hear that amazing swell from like a low, almost like a sub, to just lots of detail. So that is instant cinema straight away. Now, if I just load up the second one, which is Dunes. Now, what I'm going to do is remove, so we're not combining, but I will show some combined drones a bit later. Now, Dunes. So just that expanse of sound, you could just keep those going on forever. Now I'm going to play through a couple from the categories, then I'll turn the mic off and just play some more examples, because there is so much content in this library. So these are the design drones. So again, plenty going on. So let's just go for, we'll take a sub drone. Whoops, the doozy. Let's go for Subterra. That's incredible. And let's go for one more. We'll go Thunder. Now that's some serious sub going on there. If you need some low end, good place to start. I'm just going to close these up. Let's have a quick listen to a couple of... let's go Rooted. So these are the atmospheric drones. So it's a bit more airy, and let's go for Drops. So a lot of atmosphere there, and then we go for Pentagram. So these are the high intensity drones. I love that feedback. And we'll do one more. Let's just go Magnesium. So you get an idea of the types of drones you're going to get, and I love that you can just pick out the different instruments you can hear. So we heard a sitar, we heard guitars, bowed strings. Really, really cool. Now what I'm going to do, we're not going to look at the drone tools or ingredients because we're going to have a go at making our own drone a little bit later. However, I'm going to turn off the mic and just play through some more examples. So there's some really good examples of just some held drones, so you get a good idea of what the sound is like. There was one moment where I was holding down a note, and I did accidentally catch the pitch wheel. So that is actually not a feature of the library. Obviously there's a lot of movement and wibbling around. There you go, don't hear wibbling too very often, but yeah, so just want to make that clear. Right, so I've laid out the horns, because this is a good example. Now, the sine player is just, I think, a fantastic player, because you have all the controls in front of you. Now, let's say I'm sort of doing this walk up. And of course, going up to that D, there's nothing there. You can change the playable range, so it will stretch the sample. So when you load up some of the drones, they seem to have a bit of a narrow pitch, but of course you can adjust that as you go. Now, if I go back to the cornfield at the start, you don't need to do too much with this instrument, but there are a couple of things you can change. Now, if you don't want the releases to go off, so by turning the releases off, you have a much longer release. And some of them go on for absolutely ages. So I was playing around with that because I was thinking, well, the attack is quite quick. And the release is quite short. So in the sine player, you can just go to the envelope and we can bring the attack across. And of course you can adjust how that attack works. It's a long attack or a slow attack. And then the release you can make longer, and again adjust how you want that release to go. So there's a little swell there. So you've got those controls, but of course there's nothing stopping you if you want reverb or to make them even more lush and have longer releases. So I think that's really, really cool. And I quite like my releases to be longer. So really, in terms of controls, that's all you really need to look at. Again, you can adjust to your taste if you're used to the sine player. That's really, really straightforward. Now, what we're going to do is just look at the drone tools. So these are really, really cool. If I go detune, I can play through all of these. So you got that sort of detune effect. Building the wall. I've just done that not the way I wanted to. There we go. Building the wall. Now that's got some serious grunt to it. It's worthy of note that I'm playing these with they're at 0 dB in my DAW, and nothing has clipped, which is really, really good. There was one moment where I felt like it might have clipped, but it was just the guitar sampling. So that's very, very cool. So they're very, very well controlled. I'm not a fan of clipping. Weird rise. and you control that on the mod wheel, the rise. Absolutely love it. And Hurdy cluster. It's actually lower down. Very cool. And then you got the ingredients, so you can see the instruments that have been sampled, and then you just do a drop down and you can just, yeah, you got more, even more options. I mean, these are just brilliant. And these are Alexander Hacke's own electric guitars from his own collection. So these sounds you're not going to see or hear anywhere else. I mean, that's some gorgeous feedback. And as a guitarist, I can appreciate how difficult it is to capture feedback like that. Let's just hear another one from this Steelcaster guitar. Sounds great. Parlor guitar. Go vibrator, drone. I'm aware that you can drop these and replace them. However, I've not as much success with that tonight. And we'll just try the Ebro drone. Which reminds me, I do want to buy an Ebo, so that's for my soon-to-be purchases. Now we've got the bass. Let's do, yeah, the Ebo and that as well. So that's the bass 6, and let's do electric bass. So remove. Some serious bass going on there. I love it. Let's do some monosynth. Now this is going to be subby. I did notice the subs are the only things that at this level might make a little bit of clip. I EQ that out myself. And it's not a bad thing having that level of sub. It's just in your final mix. You may not want that, but it just shows the level of sub you can have going on is absolutely crazy. Speaking of crazy, let's go crazy with the Checkley. I love that you can hear the rebo. That's very cool. Let's go Soltasto. That's delicate and yeah, quite beautiful. And let's go Sol Ponticello Trem. Yeah, they're just gorgeous. Then we've got basses, so similar sort of idea. Let's just play the fifths. See how low that can go. Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. Let's hear one more. Flageolet. Whoops. That's exactly what I'm trying to avoid at the moment. Yeah. So we've got some really delicate sounds going on, and then we've got the trombones. Let's do fifth glide. And flutter tongue, always good. I love that sort of growl that's going on there. Male choir, you'll notice there's a lot of voices going on. Yeah, whoops. Let's do a swell. Ooh. And I love the stereo panning of that. It's like all of this is going on around you. Let's do some random swells. Brilliant. Bomb. And then we've got hurdy-gurdy. Now there's loads of hurdy-gurdy action to be seen. Well, heard really. So here's a full drone. And then there's different intervals. So let's go F sharp. That's cool. B. Very cool. And then we have tempora. Let's do drone 5. Reminds me of my university days studying Indian music. But you can really hear the temporas being used in the drones. Very cool. And then the final category is the EBO piano. So let's put the drone on. That's pretty heavenly, to be fair. Let's play an interval. So there's a lot going on. Now, I really like the drone, so we're just going to take the EBO drone, and I really like the Soltasto. So, obviously there's loads of different ways to do this, but I am going to just really simplify it. And let's go for, love this vintage guitar and the feedback. Okay, now I'm just going to adjust the, there we go, and let's just do the EBO. I like having a bit more of a fade going in. Let's make sure that I've got a very similar playable range. So I'm doing this very, very roughly. And then if I just hold down a single note. So in a matter of seconds, I've created my own drone. Yeah, very cool. Let's just remove the vintage guitar and put just one more. I'll put the electric bass in. Just go remove. Just the Checkley and the Evo. Sounds absolutely great. And then let's just throw a tool in, bit of detune action. That's just overpowered it, hasn't it? Anyway, you don't want to listen to me creating away, but you can see how simple it is. And like I say, I know there's ways to use a sign player to sort of be a bit more practical, shall we say. But yeah, that's just for the purpose of demonstration. So my final thoughts on drones by Orchestral Tools. First of all, the sampling is amazing, and having Alexander Hacke's instruments right in front of you in your studio now and captured in such a way is absolutely incredible. There are sounds here you're not going to find anywhere else, and they've really thought outside the box. It's not just a typical drone instrument, and I'm not saying that's, you know, negative against other drone instruments. I could list off, you know, hundreds of amazing drone generators, and Orchestral Tools themselves often have drones in their created sound packs from organic samples, but the fact this is organic and it's just so, like I say, bursting with life. Orchestral Tools describe it as state of the art, and I completely agree with that. The 4 folders of design drones are perfect to get you started. In fact, they could last for hours, days. They might just be all you need. But having the drone tools and the ingredients that you can create your own, and yeah, just sort of like have these amazing creations which are so unique, is absolutely brilliant. I have experimented by doing my own sound design with third-party plugins as well, and the results have been incredible, but they still maintain their clarity and their depth, and that's really what we want for drones. The other thing that really astounded me is how playable they are. Now, because they're drones, I've held down notes, but the fact you can play melodies on them, or you can reinforce different parts of your compositions or your bass parts and treat these as instruments, is really important as well. So for me, it is a huge recommendation. The only consideration you need to have is the size of the library. 169 gigabytes is huge. You can download the bits you want, so you can have a quick listen on the Orchestral Tools website and only download those, and only obviously download whichever microphone you want. But I do love a blend of the 2 mics, and when you start getting into the mixer and sort of playing around with them, that's really cool as well. So I've noticed it's just started raining here, so if you do hear some rain, that is not a drone, that is the great British weather we're having at the moment. I think Orchestral Tools have done it again. I'm a huge fan of their creative sound packs and their artist series, and I really cannot wait to see what they do next. All that leaves me to say is thank you so much for checking out this review of drones by Orchestral Tools. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a like on the video and drop us a comment. What do you like about the library? How would you use it yourself? If you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel, and then check out our other videos and head over to samplereview.com to find out everything that's going on in the world of virtual instruments. Till next time, take care and have a great time making that music.